Today's horoscope from Astro Academy, Gemini, April 26, 2022. If you've been feeling unfulfilled on an intimate level, this can magnify now, with the Sun and Neptune meeting up today. Otherwise, this can be a time of increased intimacy and connection that feels magical. There may be boundary issues or confusion over shared resources or financial transactions. It's a good idea to be more vigilant if dealing with these matters today, since Neptune can pull up illusion or illumination. Consider that if you're personally invested in something, it can be harder to see things clearly today. There is a tendency to stretch beyond your reasonable limits, and while this can be good in moderation, pushing things too far is unlikely to pay off. Kept in check, this can be a fine time to connect with your dreams. There are good conditions for love because the sign of Libra is passing through the 5th house, the house of pleasures, and its ruling planet is Venus, which in turn is in conjunction with the Sun, that enhances the beauty and passion of Venus. Take advantage of that energy to throw yourself into conquest. Share your passion, love, and happiness with those around you. Put your energies into a group project and work to create together much more magical and meaningful than anything you could create alone. You are not alone in the world, and you will find that you have much to learn from others who share your ideals. Be careful today. You could indulge in a moment of weakness with potentially devastating consequences. If you are in a relationship, you could be tempted by a forbidden passion, but this comes at a particularly inopportune moment due to the presence of Jupiter in your astral sky, which radiates its harmful influxes. Curb your ardor, and if you are in doubt in your current relationship, favor a constructive dialogue to try this difficult pass. Leave things in the past where they belong. This is especially true when considering the Moon's journey through Aquarius and your 12th house of closure, surrender, and unconscious patterns. Single or taken, you could be in the process of grieving or perhaps in deep introspection. Although, when considering the Moon's trine to your planetary ruler, the Sun, and Neptune in Pisces via your intimate 8th house of sex, collaborations, shared resources, and soulmate connections, this could also have something to do with the healing of a connection, even if that means both of you making the conscious effort to do so. How do you feel about your joint assets, resources, and investments at work? As the Sun conjuncts Neptune in watery Pisces today, your feelings may wax and wane. You could feel rather strongly about certain financial ventures, like a contract that is underway or potential investment. If you are tasked with something important such as balancing the books or taking inventory, then the conjunction could allude to missing something important. Since Neptune's elusive energy can distort reality, you should triple-check your details to ensure that everything has been accounted for. As the Sun moves into his final week in your financial sector, it is with a new sense of confidence after an alignment with dreamy Neptune here yesterday. This is something that can lend itself more to wishful thinking. In his early days here, Mercury is giving you the smart head for money that can also keep your head in the game and your feet on the ground. It will be hard interacting with people today. You overreact to the smallest things and feel completely misunderstood. It would do you good to take a step back, clear your thoughts, and start tackling the arguments in a calmer way. Your stuff should work relatively well today, and you should have no problem communicating your ideas to others. More than that, you will be able to communicate without speaking. You will simply feel things instead of saying them verbally. Your receptivity to other people's problems is strong, so use your receptive nature to help heal people's emotional wounds. Just make sure you don't end up carrying his load. Make some time for a new person in your life. Platonic or otherwise, new people are always good to meet. If the response you get from prospective dates is not always positive, consider how your approach might be improved. You may want to ask what you could change about yourself. Becoming more self-aware can help you understand what to change, or at least help you appreciate another's point of view or not. Keep asking yourself what health means to you, even if you found it impossible to stick to any kind of routine lately. Asking the question an important step in doing those healthy things, because in order to commit you need understanding. For you especially, there has got to be a connection between the heart and the mind. It beats the running around in circles game. Keep investigating where the food you eat comes from. You'll have the added energy from this day's vibration to accomplish most anything you put your mind to. Of course, focusing is the key, but with this essence, this will come more readily as well. Try the time-tested trick of making a list of everything you want to get done. Prioritize, and then tackle your list of items one at a time. Try to avoid distractions that will see you move away from your tasks. You'll enjoy the satisfaction you feel this evening. Our eyes in the sky. When the moon squares Neptune and Jupiter this evening, you could struggle with self-control and making a spectacle of yourself. If you can keep yourself from performing way over the top, you might just succeed in conveying how generous and kind-hearted you truly are. This is a favorable time to tell someone how you feel about them and maybe let them know more clearly what your expectations are. Everything in moderation, though. Someone could see your kindness as a sign of weakness and try to take advantage of you. You really have to walk a fine line, because any false move could be perceived as an open invitation. Play it cool and everything will be okay. Show people they can count on you today and you'll earn points with them for the future. The moon is in Aquarius, so one temptation could be to poke holes in others' beliefs that you think are ridiculous or untrue. Keep your opinions to yourself for now. Arguing won't do any good today. Also, negative self-talk might be hard to avoid, so be careful. In the morning, the Aquarius moon sextiles the Aries sun, providing us with an energized start to the day. While we might be angling for intel to be in the know, we're more interested in keeping things light and social than stirring the pot. Our minds are going a mile a minute, which means we could get swept up into an adventure of our own making. Tedious chores can be reframed as mini-quests. Dates with friends or romantic partners can be arranged to keep us entertained. This is an ideal influence to meet new people and form business connections. In the late afternoon, the moon trines Saturn in Aquarius, offering emotional stability. Under the Aquarius moon, we are filled with a plethora of inspiring ideas. The problem is that we can fail to ground any of them down. This is where Saturn can step in and steady erratic energies, providing longevity to what might otherwise be a capricious speculation. Putting innovative spins on old traditions will prove especially rewarding now. Shortly following this, the moon trines Jupiter in Pisces, prompting open and honest exchanges. The first step in resolving past traumas might be allowing ourselves to be vulnerable with others, and to engage from a space of compassion. What feelings and emotions do we wish to have mirrored back to us? Receptivity, generosity, and philanthropy are good guiding principles at this time. We remember that what we have in common with others is greater than what separates us ideologically.